Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So in previous video I told that I'm going to make a video on the champions, but later I figured out that many YouTubers have given a large amount of information about the champions. So making a similar type of video will be meaningless. So I thought of making a video on the war map, Alliance war map, because I see many beginners struggle with the map, Alliance war map, the nodes, the defender placement, on which node to place which defenders. So I thought of making a video on Alliance war map, the normal war map, basically, which is available for the tier 13 to tier 22. Okay, so before starting, I would like to share some information about the nodes. Many people who have just started the game are not familiar with the type of nodes. So there are basically three types of nodes. Okay, these are called the local nodes, the orange colored one, this icon. These nodes are variable. They change from each node to each node. So they are very variable. So whenever you will see a orange icon like this, you should first read the node, what it is written, then enter the fight, because the fight will be dependent upon this node. Next, we come to link node. Whenever you will see a violet line or purple line like this, you should understand these are called link nodes. So basically, link nodes, by the name you can understand that the fights are linked. That means if you don't remove this champ, then the node which is written on okay, let me explain you properly. Suppose this champion is having a link node of 100% health. So if you don't remove this champion and then take this champ, then you have to face him with that 100% health. But if you remove this one, remove the link node, then you go to face this champion, then you will see that there is no additional health pool for this champ. So in Alliance Quest you will see there are a lot of link nodes. So what you have to do, you have to first remove the link nodes, then take the mini bosses and then bosses. Okay, so the third one is the global node. Okay, this one, the globe icon is present beside this. These are called global nodes and they remain constant throughout the map. So in lower tier Alliance war there are no global nodes, but when you will reach higher tier Alliance wars, then there will be some global nodes like stubborn flow. Okay, so let's get to the war map. Okay, so let's start with the boss node, node 51. The boss node will there is stun immune and physical resistance. So the boss will be immune to all type of stun effects and will have some physical resistance, which means that your physical attacks will not do usual damage as they do in other fights. So there are many good options for the boss nodes now. You can place a duped thing, korg, duped korg. Duped means the star on the champ will be of silver color. You can also place a domino, because she constantly gets lucky and unlucky upon reaching a bar of power. So she can also be a annoying defender, and also she can fail your abilities. Okay, next option will be Doctor Doom, because Doctor Doom is also having a large amount of block penetration. So you have to take a bunch of blockades because of the stun immunity. You have to block few hits and then bait heavy. So Doctor Doom can be an annoying defender, and after throwing his special one, you can't go and punish instantly because of his aura. Next up is Mojo. Mojo is also an annoying defender with his degeneration mechanic after nullifying a buff. And these are mainly the most important options for the boss node. Now I'm going to tell the counters for this boss. To counter thing, you can bring Void, Stealth Spidey, and She-Hulk. These are the most safe, and Stealth Spidey is not much safe because his block block proficiency and health pool is low, but you can finish the fight quickly, and his slow debuff on wave form does not allow the thing to go unstoppable. And Void and She Hulk both are very safe options. You have to just uh, fight patiently and ramp up your damage by gaining furies, and in case of Void you have to inflict more and more debuffs, and then fear of the Void will do the rest of the work. Next, for Korg you can use Omega Red, that's one of the best options. Then you can use Namor because Namor doesn't take the thorns damage on striking on his rock shield. He just reflects them back. Namor must be duped, otherwise his C ability will not work. You can also use Havoc because Havoc also doesn't take the thorns damage because his medium attacks are energy based. You can also use Human Torch with pre-fight ability because the Nova Flames are very powerful. They can easily melt any champ with class disadvantage also. And Nova Flames also apply power strings, so whenever Korg will throw a special, he will also lose a huge chunk of his health. For Domino, I will recommend two options. One, Warlock, which I think is the best option because after you apply the infection and keep Domino under a bar of power and never let her to get any power, get above 1 bar of power, then the fight is totally under your control. And another good option is Guardian. Once you can build your force field charges, you can just destroy Domino with your special 2. You have to make sure that whenever you use your special 2, she should not be lucky, then she can evade your special. For Mojo you can use Human Torch, but you should use an invulnerability boost for that fight because if Mojo gets to special 3, then one special 3 will be enough to destroy Human Torch. Invulnerability boost is available on the loyalty section in the store, and you can also use Magic. Magic will be the safest option for Mojo boss because she can keep Mojo in the corner all the time by power locking him. Okay, so lot of time wasted on the boss node. Let's focus on other nodes. Next we move to node 54, power focus 1. There you can see that power focus 2 is written in violet, and a few minutes ago I told that whenever you will see any violet line linked, then you have to understand that these are called link nodes. So here it is written power focus 2. So power focus 2 means the champion will get to his special 2 or 2 bursts of power very quickly, very fast. So and above 2 bursts of power he will gain power very slowly or in a very slow rate. So in some cases it may be beneficial, but in other cases it may not be beneficial because in case of Dr. Doom I will always try to bait his special 1 because if you mess up on the evade you will not die at least after eating one special 1, but if you mess up the timing in special 2 while trying to dex, it can kill you instantly. So you have to keep in mind, depending upon the boss you can remove this 54 first and then take the boss, or in some cases like Korg, when the special 1 becomes unblockable it's very hard to evade. So In that case, you should first remove node 54 and then 51, then take 51. Okay, so and on 54 it is written that power focus 1, and there is an upward arrow. It means enhance special 1, which refers to that except the beams and projectiles, all special attacks will be unblockable. Like Iron Man special attack and Ultron special attack, those are beams, projectiles. They will not be unblockable. But other than that, all the type of special attacks will be unblockable. So you have to completely dex it. And power focus 1, which means under 1 bar of power, the defender will gain power in a very fast rate, and after reaching 1 bar of power, his power rate will decrease by a certain amount. Okay, so there is node 53. In node 53 is just power focus to an enhance special 2, just similar to node 54. Just it applies when the defender gains up to special 2, and his special 2 is unblockable, but special 1 is normal as it was previously. Okay, so then we move to node 50. It's redouble determination and outlast is not having much importance, but redouble determination is a very important node. It specifies that for each debuff on the defender, his attacks and power rate will increase. So if you are using a champ like Medusa or Cosmic Ghost Rider, or a champ which just continuously applies debuff like Wolverine, who can constantly apply the bleed debuff, so in that case opponents attack as well as their power rate will increase by a certain amount. So you can place any defender on this node, but you should choose the attacker wisely. And for power focus 2 and enhance special 2, you can place defender like Doctor Doom, or you can also use Green Goblin or Venom. Venom's special 2 covers a large amount of area, so it may get tricky to evade Venom special. And for node 54 power focus 1, you can place Human Torch, or you can place Nick Fury. Okay, so let's move to node 52. It's electric fluctuations. On this node, generally the robot attackers, those who are hashtag robot, they face some difficulties. Other than that, there is nothing special in this node, and it's also having enhanced special 2. That means the special 2 will be unblockable except the projectiles and the beams. Okay, so next we have node 49, poison immunity. In this type of nodes like poison immune or bleed immune, 47 and 49, try to place defenders who are having a large number of immunities like incinerate immunity, shock immunity, bleed, poison. So whenever the attacker will use a champion who can inflict debuffs, and as they are immune to those debuffs, the implied immunity will kick and they will gain 33% of a bar of power. So there is a chance that the defender may get to an special 3. Okay, so these nodes are not as much useful or as much strong to get any kill. Next we have node 48, debuff immune. This is a very important node because it is also linked with the boss, and the node itself is debuff immune. So on this type of node, I will recommend you to use power gain champs like Dragonman or Invisible Women, because they cannot be stunned and you have to bait their heavy to get an opening. So power gain champs may cause trouble, and Invisible Woman or any evade champ like Mr. Fantastic may also cause some trouble. Ebony Maw can also create problem unless you are using Human Torch or some attacker who can counter the falter. Okay, so the mini island is complete. Now we can check the rest of the map. Now one thing to notice that in Alansor map you can't expect to get kills on every node. There are only a few nodes where you can really get a kill, though the attacker may play well. So I will discuss only about that node. Okay, next we can focus on 46, kinetic transference. In this type of node you have to place such defenders whose special can't be dexed completely. I mean they have to be blocked. So kinetic transference means whenever you hit on the opponent's block or the opponent hits on your block, they will just gain power. So in case of Nick Fury Mysterio, you have to block a large number of hits in case of Mysterio, because after Mysterio uses his special one, you can't go and punish him because the damage will be reflected back to you. So you have to take a large number of block hits if you can't hit the parries at correct time. And in case of Nick Fury, you have to just dex, you just can't dex the special one unless you are very skilled. So if you block the special one completely, maybe with the kinetic transference you will again go to a special one, and it will just form a cycle where you will not get any opening and he will continue to get specials. And you can also use some champs like Blade, whose specials cannot be whose specials are also hard to dex completely. I'm saying about special 2, not special 1. Special 1 is very easy to completely dex. Okay, same goes with node 43, kinetic transference 1. These are all same. For node 44, mighty charge. For this type of mighty charge means whenever the opponent will dash, they will purify debuff. So these nodes are not so important, because if you can keep a champion locked in the corner, they can only do light attack and can't perform any medium dash. So if the attacker uses a power lock champion like Magic, then they just can shut down the node. Force of will is also very important node. 39. I will recommend you to use Domino here. Force of will means the defender is immune to ability accuracy reduction and debuffs. So if you place Domino here, Warlock's infection may not work properly, so it's a good spot for Domino. And note 38, power gain. You can use Hyperion and Dragonman, whose power gain can go beyond the limit. You can also use Thor Ragnarok, because many people don't know at what perfect time you can at what point of time he is going to gain the power and how to stop that as soon as it happens. So it's note 38 is basically improved power gain. Special to BS, limited immunity. These are not so powerful nodes. And the next powerful node is Aggression Fury. Aggression Fury is the node where every 2 seconds the defender is going to get a fury unless they get hit. So you can place Dr. Doom here. Dr. Doom, according to me, is the best option here, because his block penetration is so high that if he gets at least 2 or 3 furies, then he can do a large amount of damage through the block. He doesn't have to hit you, but he can do enough damage to bring you down through the block. So I will recommend you to use Dr. Doom on node 35. And for this type of nodes, you should use a power control champ so that you can hit the opponent continuously without caring about the opponent going to special 3. Okay. Opportunist to sadist to, they are not much important. Here the attack rating of the defender increases. And for corner nodes, you can place a champ who is having very high physical resistance. I am telling you why. Because suppose you are placing Mr. Fantastic over here, so if the champ is having a high physical resistance, so the first thing which will come into your mind is to use a champ who can do energy attacks. And cornered means if the defender is suffering from any energy attacks, then the power gain is increased by 100%. So you can't use any energy giving champs on cornered node. And so if you are placing a high physical resistance champ like Mr. Fantastic or Rhino, then if it doesn't use any energy based champ, then in that case the length of the fight will be larger, and as the length of the fight will be long, the chances of committing mistakes will also be high. So I will recommend you to use a champ who is having higher physical resistance in this type of node. On the left section there are some good nodes like recovery, indomitable recovery. Recovery means the regeneration is increased by 50%, and in indomitable the regeneration can't be reversed. So you can place Man Thing or Mr. Sinister, those are good options. So other than that there are not much important nodes. Then we come to this 3, 22, 25 and 23. 22 is kinetic reactor, as same as kinetic transference, so you can place Mysterio or Nick Fury, something close to that, or you can also place Heimdall. No, Heimdall is not a good option. Don't take that, don't place Heimdall. Place Mysterio or Nick Fury. Next we come to 23 and 25. For 23 you can place Silver Surfer, you can place Emma Frost, because their special needs a perfect timing to completely dodge them. So those two are good placements. On 25 also you can use Emma Frost, Venom, Silver Surfer also, because Venom and Silver Surfer special to cover a large area. So if you are close to the wall, then you can't evade them completely, you can mess up. So I will recommend to use Venom and Silver Surfer. Emma Frost can also be used because if awakened Emma Frost, then the controls will be inverted, so you have to dash in an opposite direction, so it may get tricky. So I will recommend Emma Frost and Silver Surfer for this, also Venom, and Emma Frost and Silver Surfer for 23. And for 24 also you can place Venom or Silver Surfer, it doesn't matter. And also on these above nodes, enhance special or enhance special 2, you can use the same, the Silver Surfer or Emma Frost, those options, those are good. And in the below section there is no such powerful node where you can get a kill. Now if you want to know about some attackers, then I will say that Magic and Quake are the most powerful attackers for the whole map. If both of them are in a team together and there is a Morningstar synergy with Magic, then both of them can complete 95% of the map on their own. So I will recommend you guys to learn Quaking. Quaking is not very difficult. There are many videos on YouTube how to learn Quake. I can also upload one, so you can write that in comment section. And don't forget to give like, comment, and please subscribe and click on the notification so that you can get more contents for the beginning.